Initiating system 1. System 1 loaded.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my friends. Welcome back to IQRA Kids TV. Woo! Season 2. That's right, we've got a second season. And guys, let me tell you, we've been hard at work putting together the best possible shows just for you. I am still putting the finishing touches on some of my bits and pieces here and there. You know, we work very hard to have the best bits and pieces, right? Let me tell you some of the shows we've got in store for you. We've got the ABCs. What's going on? Beanie, is that you? Are you messing around with the special effects button again? Okay, could you stop now? You can stop now, yeah? Okay, right guys, sorry about that. Unfortunately, Beanie is gonna be in season 2 as well, but not to worry. I'm sure he said he's gonna behave. You're gonna behave? Yes, all right, did it. Right, we've got the ABCs of Islam, where my future self has sent so many letters all around the world for that matter, and we have to go and find it. Great adventures, nice places we go to, absolutely awesome. We've got a new feature called Nasheed Downloads. Now during Ramadan, we know you guys enjoy those Nasheeds. So we've got a whole show dedicated to just showing some beautiful Nasheeds and even interviewing Nasheed artists. How exciting is that gonna be? Right, we have visits. We've been visiting this place, that place, farms, zoos, all sorts of places. We can't wait to show you those. We've got something called Muslim Maestros. Muslim Maestros is sitting down, speaking with very exceptional people in our Muslim community. Fundraisers, artists, youth workers, filmmakers, rappers. We've got it all in Muslim Maestros. That's going to be awesome. And we have so much more in store. Beanie, is that you? Oi, Beanie. Beanie! What on earth am I wearing? What are you doing? Could you leave that special effects button alone? What's that? What? I don't know why I'm laughing. It's not funny, Beanie. Could you stop messing around with the special effects button, please? Oh my God. What on earth? This is not even my color. I'm gonna get you. And when I get hold of you, I'm telling you, you're gonna be in big trouble. Oh, thank you, Beanie, wherever you are. He's probably up in the control booth, as usual, causing havoc and mayhem. Right, guys, let's get on with the show before he causes any more problems. Hope you enjoy. See you in a minute.
Initiating system 1. System 1 loaded.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome once again to the Random Art Studio. Hope everybody is fine and well. Right guys, as you know, for a long time we've been talking about doing some digital work. Not so much the traditional stuff. Yeah, the traditional stuff is good, but as you can see, there's no pens, no pencils, no pads on my desk today. Only a laptop and a mouse, and of course the old famous mouse mat as well. So we're going to do some digital artwork. Now, most of you, if you're at school and you're in the computer room, or if you're at home and you're on a pad, you would have used some kind of application to do a bit of basic drawing and stuff of that nature, okay? Which is a good way to start. That means, inshallah, you already have a concept of where we're going. Right. I want to go a little bit further with that, because as you've seen on the internet and all over the place, the work that you can do in computers can go very, very far. You've seen films like Toy Story and The Avengers and things like that. They all use art applications on the computer. What we're going to do today is that we're going to use basic shapes on the computer just to begin. We're at the very, very tipping point, the very smallest, tiniest starting point of a huge mountain, okay? But we've got to start somewhere, and we've got to start thinking about how could we use these basic skills to, who knows, maybe have a job one day. If you're an artist and you're not traditionally minded, maybe you don't want to do pencil work, you don't want to use, crayons and markers and paper, and you want to go towards the digital side of things, this is the show for you. Before we get into that, I want to remind you that, of course, we want you to go to our Instagram page. The best way to do that is to hit this QR code right now. Right, hit that QR code, get your phone out, take as if you're going to take a photo of it, and the sign should come up saying Instagram or IQRA Kids TV. Hit that, it will take you directly to our Instagram page. Go over there, and we would love to see your artwork, traditional artwork, as well as any digital artwork you've done. Right, so as I said, we've set up the computer so that everything's going to be on screen. So let's have a look at the screen now as I set my computer up. Right, so everything I'm going to do on my laptop here is going to be reflected on the screen in front of you. Right, so as you can see, we've got a simple A4 page in front of us here. There you go. Right, now, the first thing I want to tell you is that if you want to go a little bit more professional, this software that I'm using is called INKSCAPE. INKSCAPE. This application is like Adobe Illustrator, but the difference with this one is that it's absolutely free. Okay, you can download it online, and if you've got a fairly good computer, you can download it and you can begin to draw all sorts of things with it. Now, before we get too much into it, I want to show you something that I've drawn with it so that you can see how it works. Okay, let's just open another page. Something I've been working on, and straight away we see a drawing here of Professor IQRA. Okay, there he is. Okay, and he's there with his cane and everything. Not only do we have Professor IQRA, we also have, as you know, the lad himself, the boy himself, Kid Bilal is here as well. Now, these are images that I've been drawing quite recently for some of our shows, because sometimes I don't want to just have Kid Bilal on the puppet thing. I also want him to be like doing things animated. So I began to draw him out basically here using all these tools. If you look to where my mouse is on to the far left here, you see all of those tools here that I use to create the shapes. If we go to the far right here, I click on this one here. These were all the colors I used to create the colors and to get all the shades that I want. Now, looking at it, you can see, if I just zoom in a little bit, let's grab his eyebrow here, for example. I've clicked on it, and you can see those points outside of it have come on all of a sudden. Now, if you've been familiar with computers, you'll know that means that this particular item is now active. So if I grab it, it moves, okay? And if I want to, I can double click on it, and I can even change the shape of it like that, okay? I could easily do that, okay? And of course, I could also change the color by going over to our color wheel and clicking on the color that I want. And I can make it purple, I can make it blue, I can make it light blue, I can make it green or dark green, I make it yellow, mustardy color, and you've got so many tools on the right hand here of how to create different colors and different shades as well. Now, once again, let's look closely into this eye here. Let's get real close into that eye there. You can see a few different elements, the whites of his eyes on the outside here. First, drag it to one side, and then the darkness inside his eye, the highlight here, the kind of reflection here, and the brown pupil part here, and this bit here would have been a shadow. As you can see over this picture here as well, I've created a drop shadow just to give that eye a bit of something to sit on. Now, we've made a bit of a mess here, so what I'm going to do is do Control Z on my computer a few times, and it undoes, I'll undo everything I've just done there. So any mistake that you've made, you can undo it. Unlike traditional artwork, where, especially when we're normally doing a random art show, we're drawing things, and you know, you can see something there. Sometimes if you're going too far, you can't change it, you can't undo what you've done, okay? You have to make do. The beauty of digital art is that you can undo everything you've done. You can grab whole sections of artwork and move it over. Now, don't get this particular one confused with something like Photoshop. Photoshop deals with I don't want to get too technical, but it deals with bitmap graphics. This software, INKSCAPE, deals with vector images. Now, the word vector is a word I've used a few times when I'm looking for images to draw on our show. I normally look for vector images. Vector images they look kind of cartoony, flat colors, bit more basic, okay? This is what we're using here. This creates vector images. That's why we're able to grab boxes and squares and circles and change the shape and change the color and shading of things of that nature. Now, let me show you something quickly. On the right of him here, you can see where I traced Kid Bilal from. That's the original of when we're recording in the studio. And if I grab this, right, and I put it underneath, you can see it's gonna fit almost exactly. Oh, look at that. Because that's where I traced it, okay? I changed the arm here, and the legs are a little bit different, but it's basically the same picture, okay? Same with Professor IQRA. You can see this is a picture of Professor IQRA in the studio, and all I've done is traced over it. So let me grab Professor IQRA and put him underneath. No, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put Professor IQRA on top, but I'm going to fade him a little bit. So if I fade him a little bit and put him directly on top, you can see he fits. And all I've done is made a few different adjustments with his beard and stuff like that, and added a few more whispers to his whiskers, or whispers to his wisps to his hair. Okay, I haven't done an exact trace, but anyway, I don't want to get too far into that, so let me just turn that off, and I'm not going to save that. We're going to go back to our blank sheet at the moment, okay? Now, what I want to do, especially for those of you who, yeah, we've seen people do it sometimes. We've seen kids at school do it maybe, or we've seen other people on a pad drawing things, but we're not quite sure what you're talking about. So we want to start fairly basically, and we want to examine these tools on my right here of my my drawing tablet. Now, the very top one is a pointer. Okay, which makes sense. That's the pointer. If I'm pointing at things over here, over there, we can see where we're going. The next one down, I missed this one, and I'm going to go to this square one. I'm just going to click on it once, and you can see already there's a square there, and it's a blue square. Now, if I click and drag, it creates a blue square, and I can make it oblong if I wanted to. I can make it really thin, or I can make it thin this way, or I can drag it out that way. If I let go, straight away you can see it's there. Now that it's there, remember this page I've got here is an A4 page. So imagine an A4 piece of paper, and we've just got this big blue square on top of it. Now suppose you don't want it to be blue, no problem. Starting with basic colors, okay? We're not gonna look at the color wheel just yet. At the bottom of INKSCAPE, you have all of these colors. You can see they start from nothing, none, to black, to gray, light gray to white, dark red, different greens, blues, purples, reds, fading out into white, okay? And if I go all the way down, there are more colors further down here as well, okay? So let's just pick a color from here, simple. Click on this purple here, and it's already made it that color. So any color I click on the bottom here, it will create that color in the shape that we've made. Okay, see all those grays, as I'm going through the gray, it's picking up those colors. Very simple. Right, if I hit delete, it's gone. Now let me grab the third one down, which is a create circles, ellipses, and arcs. It says on there, just in case you can't see that. And I'm gonna drag it out, and you can see it's creating a red circle. Or I could make it an ellipse, like that. Okay, I'm just gonna make it, pull it right out and just drop it there, let go of that. Click on the pick tool here, the selection tool, and there you go. When I click on it, you can see those nodules around it, which makes it active, so I can still change the shape if I wanted to. Again, if I wanted to change the color of it, we're ignoring this color wheel for now. We can just change the colors by clicking on these shapes, these colors on the side here. Now, further down, we've got other colors. We've got some blues, greens, so many shades of the same color. You would be spoilt for choice, absolutely spoilt for choice. If I keep going down, there's blues here, purples, and that's it. Okay, but there's so many different shades of blue. You will be spoilt for choice here. Right, so let's get rid of that. Let's go to our next tool. The next tool is on here. It says create stars and polygons, okay? So let's click on it once, and let's just click and drag, and it's creating a star. Woohoo! Okay, a lovely red star. Not bad, I like that. Okay, let's zoom in a little bit by hitting the wheel on my mouse and holding down the control key. I can zoom in. Okay, or I can zoom out. Okay, I can zoom way out so it's really tiny, or zoom right in. Again, I can change those colors by hitting these color pickers down here. Whatever color catches your fancy, you can make that star that color. Okay, there's a few more things because it says over here, it says create stars and polygons. You can make different shapes, but I don't want to go too much into that. Let's just look at some of these basic tools first. Right, what else do we have? We have here, create spirals. Ooh, now maybe you're drawing somebody falling down a rabbit hole or something, and you want to create this idea, an illusion of a spiral. Let's click on it, click and drag, and you can see it's already making a beautifully, perfectly shaped spiral. Okay, now we can grab the edges and we can stretch it again. We can squeeze it. Now this spiral, if I click on these colors here, it will do something slightly different because the spiral shape is slightly different from the other ones, okay? We're not going to get into it just yet. We'll talk about this at some point. But using the tool there, I can spin it right back and I can just create a few circles like that. Look at that. Or I can just continue, go round again and create as many circles as I like. Okay, absolutely amazing. And again, of course, we can create the different colors with that. Let's delete that. Right, what else do we have? Next, we have the Bezier curves and straight lines. This is the one that you will use for non-traditional shapes. So if you want to do like a heart shape, I would click on it. And this one can be a little bit tricky to master because you have to click and click and click and click again. So let's just do a heart shape. So a heart shape, we're not drawing it, we're just gonna click on it. Let's do a square first. So if I do a top left-hand corner, top right-hand corner, bottom right-hand corner, bottom left-hand corner, back up to where we started and click on it, you can see it's created a square, but it's not a perfect square, okay? It's not a perfect square, which is fine, and it's taking the color of the last item we had, which was the brown there. If I click on it to make it a nice bright red, there it is. Let's get rid of that. Let's go back to that tool. Let's do a triangle. So bottom left, center top, bottom right, bottom left, click on it, and it's made that triangle there. Now, if we wanted to change that triangle, we could double click on it, and then automatically you can see the thing here is created a nodule. That nodule means that we can grab it. Watch, let me show you. We could do that. See, we can change the shape into a isosceles triangle. Or we could go down like that, or up like that, okay? And we could do the same with these ones. Okay, the same with that one. Let's say a leaf shape, okay? Let's just start here, 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 here. Looks more like a spear than a leaf, Khaleel bhai. But don't worry, we're going to go to the edge. We're going to double click on it. Let's zoom in a little bit so we can see that nodule there. Remember what I said? In order to soften that and to make that curve, that corner, softer, a curve, we're going to hold down the control key and click on this nodule, and automatically it creates a nice round shape. Same with here, boom, like that. And we can grab that and we can squeeze that out, tease it out a little bit, and we can just create an interesting looking leaf shape like this. Okay. Now, I don't see a lot of bright red leaves out there. It doesn't matter. We can change the shape. Say we wanted to make it a nice brown shape, a brown color. We click on that, brown down here. And it's not bad, it's close. Now, if I want to put a bit of detail using the same Bezier tool, I'm gonna click on it and I'm going to do a few of the veins on the inside, like this. Okay, you can see it's just creating an outline for now. I'm just gonna put a few veins in. Okay, there should be more for a real leaf, but for this basic example, this is good enough. Click on it. Now we can't see it. Why is that? Because it's the same color as the leaf. We need to make it a slightly darker brown. So let's click on this dark brown here, and there it is. So straight away, we've created our first drawing, our little leaf there. Now, of course, if you want to create more veins, you go back to your Bezier tool and put a few more veins like this, for example. It's going to take that same brown color, see? Like that. So you're just going to put a few more in, just to add a bit of interest. Okay. Not bad, not bad, not bad, not bad. Right, so I see that we should put some more here, but we're going to leave that for now. You can, again, if you're not happy with the angle of these particular veins on the leaf, you just double click it and it becomes active, and you can move this over like this. You can make it longer, shorter, thicker, it's up to you, like that. Okay, same with this. If I double click on it, it makes those lines active, and we can begin to manipulate them and make them longer or shorter if we want, like that. Okay, so not bad, not bad, not bad, not bad. Okay, I don't want to do too much on this one because we could go into more detail. We could add more shading here and there, but we're not going to do that for now. I'm going to hit Control A, which selects everything, and then I'm going to hit Delete. And there it goes. Right, let's go down to our next tool now. The next tool is the Draw Freehand Lines. Now, this is where we go back towards a more traditional state of affairs. Let's click on it and literally draw a line or a shape, just a blobby shape, and it's taking the color of the last shape that we had. We can change the color to a red there. This is literally just, you can just draw using your mouse like this. Right. So so I'm going to draw it to a close there because I don't want to go too much into it, and I don't want to overload you guys too much with different things, because the potential for this is absolutely amazing. Let me just show you something that we worked on before, something I'm working on at the moment. And you can see how much more detail you can get with the tool that we're using, the application that we're using. Now, this is one of the books I'm working on at the moment, and this is a character called Abdul Hakim. And you can see I've used the same tools to draw this particular character. And there's a lot of lines, a lot of detail, but I'm not even finished with this particular picture at the moment, okay? There's still a bit more to do. Let's go move over. Here's his best friend, Abdullah. And you can see I'm still working on it. His nose, this line here doesn't look right. It doesn't look right. Okay, something wrong with that one there. But I'm still working on it to try and get it right. It's not quite right there at the moment. So you can see you can do quite a lot with it. And there's another character here. His eye, I've got his eye over here. I'm not quite sure. I'm not happy with that eye, so I might change it. But you can see here, like his locks, his hair. I have to draw each of those in there, using the same thing. That's a different drawing that I use as reference. But using the same tools, the same application that was what we used for that particular illustration. But you can see where it can go. So if you're thinking it's just about basic shapes and stuff, it can go a lot further. And as I said, I don't want to confuse you guys too much with it too much at the moment. It's going to overblow and overload your little brains. Right, guys, remember, hit that QR code. Make sure you go to our Instagram page and like and share and follow us over there. We're looking forward to seeing your artwork, or even having you here in the studio would be absolutely fantabulous. Guys, we're going to have a next digital edition real soon, but until then, take care of yourselves. See you soon. Assalamu alaikum. Wow, I hope you enjoyed some of our new features, and man, that is only the tip of the iceberg. We've got so much in store for you lot as well. As long as Beanie doesn't, oh my gosh, why doesn't he stop doing that? Beanie, what? Oh, is that a present from you, Beanie? Is that to say sorry? Is that because I'm the best presenter in the entire world? Oh, okay, never mind. Anyway, thank you so much. This might go some way to making up the havoc you cause so often. Guys, what is he like? I have no idea. But listen, thank you so much. Remember, we've got more exciting new features just for you here in season 2. But for now, take care. Assalamu alaikum. It was a massive up. Right? Different things you do.
IQRA Kids TV.